I went to see the Batman at the theater. I went to see it on the Dolby Cinema. I was scratching my head, I really done my research. I wanted to see which theater would be the best experience. I thought about IMAX, but then gravitated towards, through my research, Dolby Cinema. The reason I chose Dolby Cinema is for the sound design and the laser projector, which I believe can produce a deeper black image, which I felt was perfect for the Batman. So I go see the Batman, and they only had like one ticket available, or one ticket worth being available. At first I tried ordering it online, but I couldn't do that for whatever. The AMC Palace Theater website was down or wasn't working. I don't know what the deal was, but I got the seat I wanted when I actually drove and went to the theater itself, knowing that I would probably have to get a ticket in advance for the next day. But luckily, I was able to get a ticket fairly good seating in a fairly good spot. Not at the center of the screen that I usually like to sit, but more off to the right, but not all the way to the right. It was just close enough to the center there. It's a good spot. So the movie is 3 hours long. I made a point not to drink or eat anything because I knew I'd probably not want to get up throughout the duration of the film. And there ain't nothing like sitting through a movie, having to go piss, and trying to hold it in to the very end. Luckily, I didn't have to take a piss through the duration of the entire film, which is a good thing because those 3 hours just went right on by. I did look at my watch a few times, but that was only because I was curious how far into the film we were. And it's more of a slow-paced film, but that's not a bad thing. It's actually a good thing. I like how methodically paced out the film is. This shows the detective side of Batman, not the action crime fighter Batman that we're used to in previous films. This Batman is a lot more methodical. He's a thinking Batman. He's a brooding Batman. He's the kind of Batman I envision is more true to the Batman that was written in the comics, even though I never read the comics. This is how I envision Batman to be, especially at least year 2 Batman, who is a younger Batman. He's a Batman that is younger, less experienced, doesn't really know himself yet. And that shows in the film. Robert Pattinson, he plays this Batman perfectly. And I think Robert's portrayal of Batman is my favorite yet. In past Batman movies, it's always been about the villain. In The Dark Knight, it was about Heath Ledger's portrayal of the Joker. Stole the film. And here, Pattinson steals the performance of Batman. This is a Batman movie. This movie is about Batman. Batman is the most interesting character in this movie. That said, all the characters in the movie are equally as good. Their portrayal, the guy, can't think of his name right now, but the guy who plays the Riddler, he does a great Heath Ledger-esque performance. His face and his facial expressions are concealed throughout most of the movie, but when we finally do get the reveal, and we finally do get that scene of him being interrogated by the Batman, it's an Heath Ledger-esque performance that is worthwhile. It's very good. So I really enjoyed the movie. It could have been longer, and I would have enjoyed it maybe even more. It was a great movie. and it's a great Batman movie. And then, you know, it's hard to get a Batman movie wrong. And when you get a Batman movie right, you get it really right. And this movie did a really good job. Really enjoyed it. And man, I could go see it again. I liked it that much. Is this my favorite Batman movie? It might just be my favorite Batman movie up to this point. I don't know. It's hard to say. I'd put it up there with The Dark Knight, which is probably still at the top. But my list of favorite old movies. But yeah, that's pretty much it. All I really have to say about that. The Batman, playing in theaters, worth a watch. Especially if you're going to see it in Dolby Cinema. I could recommend it that. All right.